get on the call. So it's the first
Yeah.
time I've been able to. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great.
All right.
Hi,
Well, we'll
Jeanette.
dive right in and get
Hi.
started. So today we are talking about being the best, right? You want to be the best aesthetic practice, but are you really doing what it takes to be the best? What does being the best actually mean? Now, instead of giving you some Wikipedia definition, today I'm going to be sharing with you what I've actually seen with practices that I've worked with and that I've studied all across the country that clearly are considered to be the absolute best at what they do. So today I am going to leave you with a self-review checklist for your aesthetic practice to be able to perform at the very top of your game, for you to strive to either become or stay the best. Now, you may be thinking that I'm going to be, sharing tactical tips on being the best, like, internal and external marketing sources, or recruiting top talent, keeping top talent, knowing your numbers and financials. All of those tactics are wildly important. But before we get into tactics, what we need to do first is define what it even means to be the best, right? That's a big, big question that you absolutely must answer before you do anything, because I want you to build the business of your dreams, right? Not one that is someone else's dream, or what the industry or society views as the best or most successful, right? You're not looking for cookie cutter vanilla, right? You want to build the business of your dreams, the life of your dreams. And I want that for you too. So once you've determined that, I want you to use this self-review checklist that I'm going to be sharing with you to use on your journey, on your mission to become and staying the absolute best aesthetic practice that you can be. Now, as I sat with and really pondered all my reference points from countless hours in the med spa, countless hours interviewing and studying the best of the best, these are the reoccurring themes that I found over and over again. All right, let me get my notes here. So first and foremost is that the best of the best in the aesthetic industry, they are absolutely obsessed with being the best. They're obsessed with being the best. Now, this generally can refer to the services or treatments and products that you offer, but honestly, it tends to flow throughout your entire business, right? The culture in your business is so strong that being anything but the best is just it's just frankly not an option. And it shows, it bleeds through the entire business. Now, the next thing is commitment, total commitment to everything, to their team, to patients, to reps, suppliers, to the aesthetic industry, right? They are so loyal and committed, and they understand that they can't do it alone, right? You've heard the saying, it takes a village. And the commitment to being the best is also giving a commitment to all those people that I just shared with you, right? Your team, your patients, your reps, your suppliers, and the aesthetic industry as a whole. They're also super competitive. So competitive. They want to keep that title of the best, and they are willing to work incredibly hard to keep it. They invest in learning, skill development, getting better and better all the time. It's just really a non-negotiable, right? They are constantly working to hone their skills and to really get a competitive edge over their competition, which also means that they need to be incredibly brave. Now, they're willing to do what others aren't willing to do. And sometimes that can feel very lonely, very isolating, but they're willing to go there. They're willing to get out of that comfort zone and really move in uncharted waters, and be okay with having obstacles to navigate through, because they know when they get to the other side, there is a reward waiting for them. So they're incredibly brave. The next thing is that they think big, they think outside the box. They're willing to get creative, not only with their services and products, but also how they manage their people, how they treat their patients, right? They're not, again, they're not cookie cutter. And in a sea of aesthetic practices, we have to think outside the box. We have to get creative, because to most patients, if you just look at menu of services and products, it all looks the same in a sea of med spas all across the country, right? And so you got to think outside the box. The next thing is that they treat everyone with respect. Now, I know this might sound like silly and no da 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 da, right? But they first really understand their own value and they treat themselves with respect. And for so many women, understanding our own value prevents us from really achieving our ultimate goals and our destiny oftentimes. It limits us, it makes us hit our ceiling so much faster when we don't truly understand our value and our worth. And so when I say respect, they first really have a strong respect for themselves. And when you respect yourself, what you do by association, when you have that strong self-regard and respect for yourself, just by that association alone, you will respect your team, your patients, your reps, your suppliers just as much, right? And again, this goes back to that community and understanding that it takes a village. And to have those deep relationships, you first really need to have a respect for yourself before respecting other people to the fullest degree that's absolutely possible. That's why when I love going to aesthetic conferences or industry conferences, right? And you can see all the big players talking with everyone, right? The best of the best. They're talking and collaborating. They're talking to the industry experts, the reps, the suppliers, even their competition, because they have such a high self-respect and regard for themselves. They're not threatened by other people, right? They understand that it takes so much more. Now, they also deliver, and this is like, again, a no-brainer, but they deliver extraordinary results. And they also deliver extraordinary interactions and experiences, right? It's not results, no-brainer, right? But that deep relationship, those interactions, the experience makes all the world's difference, right? When you go and you get your treatment, there's an expectation of a result. And again, most people think, oh, this is a no-brainer, of course. But yet, there are many practices out there under delivering on that, on so many levels, right? And a lot of practices are certainly under delivering in interactions and experiences, because business owners think that should just naturally happen, or it does with them, so it will with my team as well. And that is just not the case, right? You have a few outliers and A players that, yes, will just do it without being told, right? Or without it be talked about, or without it being a part of your culture. But it really needs to have a focus on not just results, but interactions and experience as well. And this will help you to keep your promises with your patients. What they say is what they do, right? Practices that keep their promises, they do what they say they're going to do. And they've built this reputation in their community on just exactly that, right? And the last thing that I would say that I see over and over again is that the practices that truly are the best is they are constantly evolving, right? They have this growth mindset and they are constantly evolving, not just services and products. Yeah, of course, you need to be constantly, upgrading and evolving your technique and your technology, right? But also how you do business, how you communicate, how you grow your team, your business, everything keeps evolving. And they have this thirst, this curiosity mindset, and that helps them to stay on the course of continuous, constant evolution in their business. All right. So these are my thoughts that after spending, really just countless hours talking, studying, interviewing, on-site visits and med spas all across the country, is what I found to be really the best of the best in the aesthetic industry. But these are just my thoughts, of course. And what's important is really how you personally and your patients will first best define what the best even means, right? So I challenge you to dig in deep in that question. Sit with yourself, your team, and your patients, and get curious, right? And talk and start, writing different notes and ideas about what it means to be the best. And then I would love for you this checklist I just shared. In fact, I want you to comment the best or just best, comment best, and we'll be sure to send you the checklist that I just went over. And what you can do is once you've defined what being the best is for you, you can use this checklist. And what a great conversation to have with yourself. What a great conversation to have with your leadership team and with your team as a whole, right? So you can begin looking at how you're doing business, right? How you are evolving your skill set, how you are building your culture, what kind of experience you are providing your team and your patients at the end of the day. And when you ask these questions, right, that I just, or from the checklist that I just gave you, you will be able to then start applying tactical things in order to achieve these this checklist, right, of being obsessed and totally committed and being brave and thinking outside of the box and treating everyone with respect, right? You'll be able to apply some tactical things in order to feel really confident in checking those boxes. So now I'm going to open up the floor for questions. And I know I got one that's already came in. Hey, Patrice, thanks for joining us here. Okay, so one of the questions is, okay, what's being the best going to get me? Or is it, and so I think what the question is like, why is it so important to be the best, right? What's it going to get me besides just like an ego boost, right? Well, I would actually disagree with you that it's not just an ego boost to be the best. What being the best is going to give you is just a number of things. So being the best is going to be delivering your patients results, delivering your patients an amazing experience. And that's probably one of the main reasons why you got into business in the first place, right? Being the best will allow you to attract top talent and retain top talent. Being the best will allow you to charge higher prices, to charge what you are worth. Being the best will allow you to, when everyone else is down in the market, you will not be. Or if you are, it won't be as drastic as everyone else. Being the best will give you peace of mind, less stress, less anxiety, more fun, right, in life and the people you work with, and just really loving and enjoying what you do, who you work with, and building the business and lifestyle of your dream. So I think that there is a lot to being said about being the best, and it has absolutely nothing to do with ego. In fact, I would challenge, and I think some women have struggled with this in the past because you know, it's not maybe in our feminine energy to want to be the best or to be competitive, right? But I actually think that it's a very powerful woman stepping into her energy when she wants to be and strives and is the best, right? Becoming the leader and woman that you are destined to be. So if you're not the best yet, if you haven't coined yourself the best yet, or if you are the best, I really challenge you to take this checklist you know, really do some honest self-reflection for yourself, and then do it with your team as well, and see where is it, right? Because it's never perfect. It is constantly evolving, and when you think the work is done, is really when you're going to see probably a decline in your business, in your culture, in your team, right? And so I love to look at this at least annually, if not ideally quarterly, of just scanning this checklist and just having a conversation with myself, and then have a conversation with your team. Because again, it's the term marginal gains that I like to talk about, right? It's not stopping life and doing and just trying to fix everything or build Rome in a day, right? But it's constant, continuous improvement, right? Even at 1%, right? And then when that compounds over time, man, look at what you can get done. All right, so Bella Derma, thanks for joining me. Hi, Patrice, thanks for joining me. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, guys, for joining me here live. If you loved this training, make sure that you share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. And you can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. Get access to more free trainings that can help grow your med spa. And when you visit our link tree on our bio, catch me live every single Wednesday, same time, same place, 2:30 Central Time. See you guys.